Hi, welcome to Hot Baked Italian. My name is Lisa. So if you enjoy eating spaghetti and you like chicken, then you're going to enjoy this dish. So please stay tuned and continue watching. I'll be right back. So I know that I am always looking for a new dish for chicken, something different for chicken, something different for a pasta dish. And so when I found this recipe combining both the chicken and the pasta, I'm like, what could be better than that? Two good things into one. So I've tried the dish and have loved it, and we've used it many times. All right, so the dish is called chicken spaghetti. Before I do start into this though, I do want to remind you that the recipe is below in the directions below, description below, as all my recipes are for my shows. So check there for all the details. And if you are liking what I'm cooking and curious to what I'm going to cook again for the next dish, please subscribe and click the bell so that you'll be notified the next time around. Okay, let's get started here. So one of the first things you have to do for this chicken spaghetti is get the chicken, and you have to cook some chicken. Now there's actually 3 ways you can do this. The recipe says to get a whole chicken, cut it up, put it into a pan, cover it with water, and then cook it for about 25-30 minutes until your chicken is cooked. All right, then you're gonna take your chicken out, let it cool, and keep the broth. Another way you could do this is go buy a roasted chicken, take it off the bone, shred it up, and then buy a couple containers of chicken broth so you have that. All right, and the last way, which is the way I did it, is I had some chicken breasts in my freezer that I needed to use up. So about 4 good-sized chicken breasts. I put those in the pan, covered them with water, and boiled those for about 20-25 minutes until those were cooked. Took my chicken breasts out and shredded those and kept my broth. Now I did mine the day before in order to save some of the time and mess and make things a little bit quicker today. So you can easily do that, but you need to make sure you save any of your liquid that you have left over from boiling. Okay, so you're gonna have your chicken shredded, ready to go. Put that off to the side. It's probably about 4 cups or so, I think is about what it comes out to, so a large, good-sized chicken. Then you're gonna take 2 cups of the broth that was left in the pan, 2 cups, and just take that and put that aside. Then with the rest of the broth, you are going to have it in a pan because you're gonna be cooking your spaghetti in it. So if you need to add some water to it, that's fine. So I have mine on the stove right now. It's getting hot, getting ready to boil. And while that is getting ready to boil, I took my pound of spaghetti, and you can see down here that I broke it up. You can actually buy spaghetti now that is already broken. I happen to have this already, just a regular pound, so I just went ahead and broke it up myself, ready to go in this pan. As soon as my water starts to boil, my broth starts to boil, I will pour this in there, cook it until it's al dente. Now, if you look on your boxes, your bags of your pasta, it usually tells you al dente perfection is 10 to 11 minutes. So I go ahead and I'll cook it for the 10 minutes. Okay, so that's one of the first things we need to do. So let's wait for that water to boil so I can pop this in. All right, so my liquid started to boil and I went ahead and poured my pasta in. I set my timer for 10 minutes so that I knew when to take it off and not get distracted. And I also went ahead and set my oven for 350 degrees to get preheated. So that's taken care of there. Now remember, I chose 10 minutes to cook the pasta because I was just following the directions on the container so that it was 10 minutes for al dente. Al dente meaning that it's just it's not mushy, just a little bit firm left, because we are going to be cooking this a little bit longer in the oven, so you don't want it mushy. We want to keep it a little bit firm and it'll finish cooking in the oven. So we'll get rid of that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and spray my pan like I always do. Get that out of the way. Okay, put that off to the side. Okay, so now while I'm waiting for that to cook, I went ahead and took 1 small onion and chopped that up fine. You can see it was nice and fine. And it was actually about a cup and a half. So that's good. I need about a 1/4 cup of bell pepper, finely chopped. Put that in there. I need 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. Okay, pour that in. Love these little spatulas, the narrow ones, get into everything. All right. Okay, so all this is in there. And I need a small jar. It's about 4 ounces of chopped pimentos. Okay, so that you just, now this happened to be sliced pimentos. So when I opened it, they were all looking like just slices. So I went ahead and chopped them up again so they're just smaller pieces. You can see that, just chop those up. Drained them, don't forget to drain them first. And then I went ahead and chopped them. Yeah, we'll just throw that one in there. All right, we will need 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt, like a Lawry's kind of a salt, some kind of a seasoned salt. Just put that in there. We need 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Now, if you like hot, you can always add a little bit more to it, but just be careful. Sometimes it's good just to always try the first recipe, and we like things a little bit spicier, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more into there. And just take some black pepper for season, all right, and let's give that a mix. All right, so now this is all mixed, ready and waiting now for our pasta. So we're gonna have to wait until that gets finished, and then we'll put that in there. So I'll be right back. All right, I hear my beeper, my timer go off. Okay, so let's go ahead and just strain that. All right, here was the mixture that I was working on. I do want to add 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. So one of these bags is exactly 2 cups. So I do want to add that in there. All right, let's get our pasta in here. Spaghetti. You can see you definitely need a large bowl. So once that's pretty much mixed in there, this is when we need our chicken. Oh, getting pretty full here, so I'm gonna be real careful when I'm stirring this. And I also need to add in here those 2 cups of the broth that we had saved from when we cooked the chicken. So I'm gonna pour that in real carefully. about another half a cup of cheese or so. And just sprinkle that across the top. And we are ready to put that in the oven. Okay, so put this in a preheated oven, 350 degrees, and we're gonna leave it in there for about 40 to 50 minutes until it's all nice, hot, and bubbly. Okay, so the chicken spaghetti is out of the oven. I had it in there about 45 minutes. So, and it was starting to get real bubbly and it's been dripping over the side. So every oven is gonna be a little bit different. So you're just gonna keep your eye on that. So let's see how it came out and what's it tasting like today. Now the nice thing about this, nice and hot, is that your leftovers can be frozen. So, and then if you haven't figured out already, I am a big person for freezing. I like to freeze the leftovers, put them in containers for individual servings or for another meal. And there's definitely plenty of this to do that with. Serve it with a green salad and you've got a great dish for some company coming over. Okay, very hot. Really hot. It smells great though. It smelled so good when it was cooking. Very good. Something different. It's a great combo of chicken and spaghetti and a little different twist. I do hope you enjoy it. Please give it a try. Leave me a comment. Let me know how it goes. And I hope you subscribe and keep watching. Thank you.